you're here's how you find a rich man. Here's how you find this is the standards you should have for your man. They should have this attribute. And
Oh
then
yeah, that's
everyone
crazy.
thinks like, okay, yeah, I gotta find someone with those attributes. Meanwhile, those attributes are like the top one.
That's the thing though. You said it. It's only for the top 1% of people. You know what I'm saying? It's really the top 1% of people that pushes that kind of shit too. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like really think about it. You know what I mean? But you know what it does though? It keeps everybody distracted. Why 49% of Gen Z can't move out? We are so fucked, y'all, bro. We are so fucked. What do you mean? Half of Gen Z can't move out. What do you mean? What do you mean? That's crazy. 49% of young adults live at home, up 12 points since 2019. And economists say the fallout will reshape marriage, kids, and home buying. Fuck.
Adults under the age of 30 live at home. That's up 12 percentage
What the
points
fuck?
from 2019.
What the
What the
fuck
hell's
just
going
happened?
on, right? Are we
Sorry
just
for
in
my
a
language. Sorry for my language.
state of indolence? Are we habitually lazy? We just don't got the drive to work? Or is something deeper going on? Obviously, it's the latter. Things are too expensive.
Obviously it's, I mean, have you seen what this economy is fucking like, bruh? Have you seen what's been going around in the fucking world right now, bruh?
There are less reasons
The world is on fucking fire, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
want to go through that process of maturation. There are more barriers, including expenses, that stop us from getting to the point where we can actually mature enough or feel financially stable enough to think about moving out. And all of that
it's not that Gen Z is immature. It's that it's that everybody's struggling. So like the people, like, you know, like they can't move out. Like they have to live with their parents. You know what I'm saying?
culminates into more young adults wanting to stay at home. Now, I will say a small part of this is due to there being less stigma around staying at home. And I think that is a pretty good thing in most cases. In most cases, not feeling like you need to rush to get out of your house, to force yourself in a situation you don't want to be in, a career you don't want to be in, a person you don't want to be with. Because our frontal lobes don't really fully develop until we're 25. And to try to get your life completely set in order, to have everything figured out for the next 40 years at the age of like 20, it's a little bit of a quick process. And I think that process led to a lot of the reason why the divorce rate was high for so long. I mean, it is slightly going down now. And I think part of the reason is because people don't feel a taboo around being single and still staying at home. And
Right.
for that reason specifically,
There's no incentive to like get married nowadays, right? Like there's literally no incentive to like get married. So it's like, you know what I mean? Right. Like,
it is kind of a good thing. That being said, I do think having some sort of pressure is beneficial. If we just told everybody, take your time on everything you do, and we coddled them, then a lot of people would just use that as an excuse to stay at home, to never really push
right.
themselves to the point where they have to be uncomfortable in life and do things that scare the shit out of them, which lead to growth. So I do think sometimes having a bit of pressure and forcing people, forcing is maybe the wrong word, but encouraging them to do things that scare them, even when they're not completely ready, I think that's important. But like I said, that is the specific case. That is not the majority of why this issue is proliferating in the modern age. It is
But it's because you know what I'm saying? Like it's different. It financially everybody is struggling in this fucking country. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because primarily there is a lot of systemic issues that we got to go
right.
over. The first layer is the most obvious.
It's so crazy because like Gen Z, we were put in the system. That shit was already fucked before we got into it. You know what I mean?
And that's that home prices and rent prices have gone up, and mortgage rates have not decreased below their pre-pandemic levels. A lot of people say 2020, like everything just fucking changed. And it's so true. Like nothing has really felt entirely the same. We were going towards that world of technology taking over every aspect of our lives and us being more isolated and the wealthy concentrating most of the power. But 2020 just blew that shit up to the nth degree. Like they just grew exponentially in such a short
Mm,
period of time, and we're still not. I don't think we're still able to fully process the effects of the pandemic and how much that stunted everybody's ability to grow or to
right.
see the world in
Because everybody was inside. Everybody was at home all the time. So it was like, you know what I mean? Like people, like it took a while for people to get used to like, being social and shit like that. You know what I
a
mean?
accurate, productive way that actually allows you to mature. So yeah, I mean the prices of everything have gone up. I mean that's really obvious,
Right.
and
That's
obviously
like
when
the
you
number
don't
one
have the
thing.
money to be able to spend on things that should have a much lower barrier to entry, you're not going to fucking
Not
try
gonna
to
do it.
get a
Yeah,
house. It
you're not
feels
gonna.
so out of reach. Or even just rent an apartment. It costs a ridiculous amount. Also, homeowners are overwhelmingly boomers. 42% of homeowners are boomers compared to, I think, around like 25, 26% of Gen X. And then 4% of homeowners are Gen Z. And when
That is fucking horrible. That is like what? 4%? Only 4%?
the majority of homeowners
What?
are older people, what reason would they have to sell their houses? Why wouldn't they just sit on this asset and let it appreciate more and more? Because the more that capital sits on things that are scarce, like homes, there is
That
a
shit makes
limited
more
amount
money.
of land in the world. So
Right.
naturally, something as important as a home is it's naturally going to increase in price. Why wouldn't you
Right.
just sit on that until you die? Like what strong reason do they have to sell their house? So that leaves less
True.
houses on the market as well. And we are trying to
And then you also got all these like corporations that are like buying all these homes and selling them at a extremely high price. You know what I'm saying? Like BlackRock and Blackstone and all
tackle
them.
this issue. We are trying to
Vanguard.
build more housing and figure out ways to build more density within housing, but there's only so much land you can take up to be housing. But I mean, they're
Right.
still not building housing quick enough. And then on top of that, there's just a bunch of boom.
And then it's not even that. Like even when they do build the houses, they're still too expensive for people to live in anyways,
We're
bruh.
sitting on their houses thinking, why would I sell right now? Where am I going to go? Let's also talk about dating because I think
Mm,
dating is massively underreported as a reason for why people would want to move out, right? You know, if you are actively dating, if you have a partner, you don't want to bring them back to your parents' house,
right.
especially once you get to your
Oh my gosh, bruh. All you hear is fucking clapping. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm kidding, bruh. No, seriously though, like, I mean, I live by myself. I am fortunately, I'm a part of the 51% that rents an apartment. I live in an apartment, right? I live by myself. You know what I'm saying? So it is nice to be able to live by myself, right? And have a decent job, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Even though, I don't have to worry about like shit like dating too much, but I would say that I would have been better off financially if I had stayed with my parents longer. Not that I really had a choice. I kind of had to get my own place, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I
mid
mean?
20s. At that point, it's like, I mean, maybe they won't judge you. They shouldn't judge you. They really shouldn't. It
There's nothing wrong with living with your parents, bruh. There's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? Now,
shouldn't
if you're
give
like 40 years old and you're still living with your parents, bruh, and you haven't done anything to better your life, you got fucking issues, bruh.
big deal, but you want privacy with your partner by that point, right? Like you don't want to have your parents around hearing you or being part of your discussions even. There are hard conversations that must be had, and do we really just want to say, "Hey, we got to go in the car and go somewhere in order to have this conversation because I don't want our parents hearing them." Like it stunts the
Wrong button.
whole
Oh
process
man.
of getting to a
Yeah.
point in your relationship where you are discussing important things and
Right.
being able to be vulnerable with each other and have that privacy. So this really struck me. Only about 1 in 3 young adults are actively dating right now, and only about 1 in 3 young adults express much faith in their dating skills. So even the people who are trying to actively date, they don't have much faith in what they're doing. They think they obviously it means they don't have much luck. They're not having much luck with dating, and the dating market. Good golly, I am glad I am out of it. I'm glad I'm married because I can't imagine still being
Hey, hey, hey! Congratulations!
in
Congratulations!
it. It is
Hey.
it is harrowing, and it is a welter of just nonsense. There's a sort of symbiotic relationship between low home ownership and actively dating. They amplify one another. So when people see that home ownership is increasingly out of reach, young people, they think, well, why would I even put myself out there if when I put myself out there, I'm not even going to be able to build a future with this person? It's just too
Yeah,
expensive. Then they
it's too
feel
expensive.
less motivated to make
There's, like, no real incentive to, like, get in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that you shouldn't get in a relationship. You should still, be open to dating and shit, but, like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm
financial
saying?
moves that would get them to the point where they could actually maybe purchase a house. And when they feel less motivated to make financial moves, they continue living at home and being comfortable with that, which makes actively dating, finding a real solid partner increasingly out of reach. So low home ownership, the increasing
Mhm.
prices of renting and having a home,
Right.
it perpetuates the low dating rates, the active dating rates. Then, of course, you have all the fears of dating that are reinforced on social media. It's a shit show out there, man.
Oh my gosh, bruh, the man the niggas that I'm not even gonna have that conversation right now,
Every
bruh.
time I make a video on dating or relationships, whatever, on my main channel, I get so many clearly disturbed people or clearly insecure people in my comments projecting their experiences with dating, their past negative experiences with dating in their comments. And then someone who has had a similar experience, except they were on the other end of that negative dating experience, reply to that comment. So it's like a guy
Mm.
saying, if women were just like this, then we wouldn't have these dating problems. And then under that, it's like, well, if men weren't like this, then we wouldn't have the dating problems. Actually, you're the problem. You're both the fucking problem, man.
And that yeah, bro. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. The reason why dating sucks, you have trouble with dating is because of you, right? If you're having trouble in dating, it's because of you. Yes, there's other things in society that's fucking us over, but like in the grand scheme of things, there are things that you could that you have control over that you could focus on to better in your life so that when that time comes when you run into a girl, you know what I'm saying, or a guy, you know what I mean? But like it's both sides. It's just cause like I don't know, bro. It's so weird. You know what I'm saying? It's so weird how like it is with like the whole dating scene right now, bro. Dating market is ass. It kind of is ass though. You know what I'm saying? But like, hey, you just gotta, you know what I'm saying? Just it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's you know what I mean? It happens. You're gonna go, through some breakups. You're gonna go through some heartbreaks, and you gonna find someone right for you. You know what I mean?
Like, what are you guys doing, man? You are
And it's like that's another thing too. Like, we're arguing with each other instead of focusing on the real problem, and that's the, you know what I'm saying? The billionaires, the people who fucked it up to begin with, the politicians who fucked it up to begin with. That's what we should be mad at. Not at women. Oh, it's the women's fault. Oh no wait, it's the guy's fault. No gang. No.
arguing in a comment section with a person you don't even know. And then what happens? We see other men or women who have been hurt by other men and women in their past upvote these comments. They're the most emotionally evocative. They're the most
Okay.
evocative. And those comments get pushed to the top. And we have this huge argument thread, more people chiming in, people getting angry. And then there's the bystanders in the comments just scrolling to see what the tea is. And they're seeing this, all these people arguing, and they're thinking to themselves, holy shit, dating really is cooked. I'm not going to put myself out there. Look at the way that people think about
Mm.
dating right now, because the things that get highlighted.
I'm not gonna lie, the dating market is ass as fuck right now, though. No, I'll keep it being with y'all. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean that I struggle with dating. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that's the case. You know what I mean?
On the internet, on social media, specifically where the algorithms are designed around the things that retain the user the most and not what is most morally sound or has a high integrity. Because things are like that, these are usually the types of content, the content that induces the most rage. They usually get pushed to the top. They get the most attention, the most eyes on them. And that also is like a self-fulfilling prophecy, a cycle, a negative cycle of just dating never going to be able to be fixed. I mean, let's not say never.
Things will get better, bruh. Things will get better. It just takes time. It's not gonna happen overnight. Eventually, people will, be like, you know what? We've been arguing over each other. You know what I mean, right? You know what I mean? Instead of coming up with a solution. Okay, so the women are complaining about this. Okay, guys are complaining about this. What could we do? You know what I mean? Like, right? You know what I mean? What could we do to work on ourselves so that we don't, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Because
Yeah,
I
I
hate
guess,
saying shit
right?
like that. But dating
Right?
becoming increasingly worse, becoming increasingly like fearful. People becoming increasingly fearful of dating because they
Fearful is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I am not in fear today. That is fucking crazy, bro. Nigga said I'm fearful to date a girl or to date a guy, bro. That's crazy. I mean, I can understand a little bit, but like fearful, you're scared, you're
see
fearful.
people promoting terrible dating ideals and then other
True.
people chime in and confirm these people's biases.
Yeah, the manosphere guys. You know what I'm saying? Like they're confirming the manosphere guys that this works. By the way, if you for all the men out there, if you genuinely take any of these manosphere red pill guys seriously, you are insane, my dude. You need help, gang. You need to go. You need a therapist, bruh.
And they're like, is this how everyone thinks? It seems to be how everyone thinks because these are always the people who
Nah, it's not how everyone thinks though. It's a small percentage. It's a very, very tiny group of people who actually believe in this shit. Most people are like you and I watching this video, bro. We're very aware of what's going on in the world. We see all the problems that are going on in the world. It's just the internet, the mainstream media is very good at making you feel isolated, that nobody else cares. Don't fall for that. You know what I mean?
are like top voted in comment sections. So I need to stay out of this. And then it also kind of forms their beliefs. And so they bring those beliefs into the real world and they start questioning, like, can I really trust this person? Or is this person just like that person I saw in the comment section? Like, of course, what you consume, the environment you spend the most time in is going to affect your reality. And when
Right.
your environment is social media, is rage baity, clickbaity social media, you're going to carry
That shit
the
with you. You're gonna carry the frequency with you, bruh.
persona of rage baity clickbaitiness into real life, and then everyone's going to start being more like a rage baity clickbaity
This
motherfucker.
nigga was
Along with that,
yapping
it's not
about this
just the
dating shit.
commenters, right? It's the creators too. The creators, the people who make the most dating content or who we see the most because of reasons I just explained.
Gen Z is so fucked, y'all. We are so fucked, bruh. We are so fucked. At least right now we are. You know what I'm saying? We gonna come back though. Gen Z, we got this, Gen Z. Gen Z millennials, we got this in the bag, bro. We gonna fix all this shit, bro. We gonna fix all of it, bro.
Are
Come on, we
usually the
got
people
this,
who have
Gen
been hurt.
Z.
You rarely see like a married guy in a healthy, happy relationship making dating content because why would he? He doesn't really. I mean, most dating coaches they really have nothing
They're grifters.
to sell.
They're grifters.
I think they're just too. I don't know. Maybe they're too focused on their marriage. It's like, dude, I'm focused on my marriage. I can't
A lot of them are grifters. You know what I'm saying? Like,
make this content about how to find a good partner and whatnot. I wish there were more of them, but it's like there probably are. We just don't see them. So the guys that are pushed to the top, mostly following red pill ideology
right?
are just telling you
You're an idiot if you actually support red pill ideology. You are fucking insane. You need help. You need to be put in a mental asylum. You know what I'm saying?
like women have these double standards, and then
But that's the thing though, guys have their double standards too, you know what I mean?
the people on the other side, I mean, the women also tell you, you're here's how you find a rich man. Here's how you find this is the standards you should have for your man. They should have this attribute. And
Oh
then
yeah, that's
everyone
crazy.
thinks like, okay, yeah, I gotta find someone with those attributes. Meanwhile, those attributes are like the top
Hold on.
1% of people.
That's the thing though. You said it. It's only for the top 1% of people. You know what I'm saying? It's really the top 1% of people that pushes that kind of shit too. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like really think about it. You know what I mean? But you know what it does though? It keeps everybody distracted. It keeps us arguing with each other, men versus women, boomers versus this, black people versus white people, poor, well, not poor versus rich, because that's what they're trying to distract you from. But you know what I'm saying? Like that to me, that's why, that's what, like we allowed ourselves, like, you know what I mean? We can't allow ourselves to get distracted. You know what I mean? Like, we allow ourselves to get distracted. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We have to look between the lines. Like, what is the real problems of why, Gen Z, we're in this situation that we're in? You know what I'm saying? Like, the housing, dating, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like, right? Maybe we should stop, listening to red pill shit, huh? We could start by doing that. Be yourself, right? You know what I'm saying? Be yourself. Don't be corny. Don't be cringy. You know what I'm saying? Um, don't be desperate. Don't be a fucking loser. I don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? And if that person doesn't rock with you, this goes for the women too. Doesn't rock with you, they show it through their actions. They're not responding. They're you know what I'm saying? They're not really trying to hang out with you. They don't want to do nothing. Then move on. Stop wasting your time with them. Don't you have self-respect? You know what I'm saying? It starts by that. Like it starts like you gotta look between the shit. You can't just like throw yourself onto somebody, and be like, oh well, you love me, I love you, so let's get married. It's not is it's really not that deep. You know what I'm saying? Like in the grand scheme of things, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of it is just, society, what's being pushed, you know what I'm saying? And this whole system is just fucked. The whole system is fucked. From government to the internet to the media, like it's all fucked. And you know what I'm saying? Eventually it will correct itself. And through, us, the average people, not the billionaires, not them. Don't look at them. Look at ourselves. Be like, hey, 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 look, we've allowed ourselves to get distracted by all these stupid ass culture wars. Let's focus on them. You know what I mean? Right? Like that's you know what I mean? Like, we just can't allow ourselves to get distracted by the media. You know what I mean?
And we all keep trying to pursue an ever high unrealistic standard of
Right.
people.
Not every woman can find a rich nigga. Are you fucking insane? You know what I'm saying? And not every guy can be a rich nigga. It's all to distract you. It's to make you think that you have a chance. But in reality, you're fucked. You were never supposed to make it. You were never supposed. These billionaires, the politicians, all these people who create all this shit, the billionaires especially, they want to keep you distracted as long as they can, bro. That's all this shit is about, bro.
And it just doesn't match what we see in real life at all. Because again, social media, it promotes also the really attractive people over people who are less attractive. It's simply just the halo effect in action. And kind of
Right.
like I said about commenters, I mean, the dating coaches really they need you to keep watching the content. They can't really have you healed and at peace with yourself.
So they give you like they don't even give you the full answer to the solution, or they give you toxic solutions, and so that you keep coming back to them. It's like no, bruh, it's not supposed to
And
be like that.
finding a happy relationship, because then you would stop watching them as
Right.
much. So they
You would stop watching them in general.
tend to posit ideas that are toxic, that are not
Right.
beneficial, that don't actually lead to any sort of growth for yourself or actually resolve conflicts in your relationship, and they just tell you, you know, I don't know. They tell you the most superficial bullshit, which I've gone over so much on my main channel. But that's not even what
Mm,
this video is about. Remember, this video is
mm,
about half of young adults living at home. Why does that matter so much? We got over like the systemic issues of why it's happening, but why does moving out matter so much? It's a rite of passage, man. It is the time when you finally figure out who you are without the input of your parents. And that is so critically important to the development of your character. It's when you have to take full responsibility of your entire home. You have to clean the dishes. You have to do your laundry. You have to
mm,
make sure everything else is tidy, folding your bed,
right.
and figuring out like, what is it I really want to do with all this free time without
Mhm.
my parents telling me what to do, without other people telling me what to do who used to tell me what to do, maybe because a lot of people, when they move out, they decide to move to a different city, which I personally think is one of the best things you can do to create a
Mm.
new identity, because a lot of our past selves or current selves, if we live at home, are really attached to the ideas and beliefs of other people. Because when we're first growing up, we just unknowingly decide to believe other people's opinions and beliefs and judgments about the world over,
Mhm. Ourselves?
our little inclinations, our little internal intuitive reactions to things. We say, well, no,
You just gotta question things, bro. You gotta question it. You know what I mean? You gotta question it. Like, you gotta be able to be self-aware enough to question your surroundings, questioning people's actions. You have to be aware of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be open-minded, right? You can't just believe one person on what they said. You know what I mean? Like,
this person who's an authority figure in my life, she or he said this, so
right.
I don't think this intuition of what I want is right. I think what they want me to want is what
Yeah.
I should want.
It's it's like the best way to say it, bro, is like when they say they want the best for you, they really want the best for themselves on how they view you. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Some shit like that. I don't know. Let him yap. Let him yap. He's cooking. He's fucking
And when
cooking.
you're out of that system, which you can be when you start living alone or living by yourself, that's when you figure out who you are. That's when you have to sit with so much more uncertainty and completely rewire everything you thought you knew about yourself.
Right.
And you have to ask yourself, well, what is it I really want? What do I want to do with my life? Who are the people that I really want to be around? And how much of what I was told as a kid is simply just someone's projection of how they wish they were living or how they are living. And in order for more young people to get the opportunity to move out, well, a lot's got to change. A lot has to change. The system we live in has to change. What people are
Right.
incentivized to do, how they
The system itself, I wouldn't even say it's broken. Because the system itself is working just as intended, bro. You know what I'm saying? We just have to rebuild an entirely new system. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not just like it's the country as a whole, like society as a whole, the country as a whole. Like here in America, bruh, bruh, like this country is so cooked, bruh. We basically have to start over. Like we have to rebuild an entirely new country from scratch, an entirely new economic system, an entirely new constitution, an entirely new name, entirely new flag, entirely new everything, bro. Like that's the only way, bro. You know what I mean? And I know this isn't just a America problem. This is a going across the world, but like the system itself just doesn't work anymore. It doesn't fit with the modern day times. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it is, bro. Like we have to start over. We have to look beyond this system. We have to think of what's next. You know what I'm saying?
hoard money, how money is made.
Right.
It all needs to change,
Right.
or these systems are just going to get to the end goal of the system, which is capital and accruing as much capital as humanly possible without thinking about repercussions and simply being rewarded for having capital so that you can use that capital to make more capital. But when you don't have capital, when you don't have the money, which young people don't, you're
Right.
basically blocked out of this system. And I've
Right.
had the incredible opportunity to use YouTube kind of as an open journal to figure out who I really am, who I want, without the opinions and beliefs of others. And I tried to compile a lot of that into my debut novel. If you don't know about my debut novel, it is
Okay.
about a 21-year-old named Elliot who lives in the modern world, our post pandemic world.
You know what I'm saying? Cole Hastings is this guy's name. His channel will be in the link down below. You know what I'm saying? As always, with the reaction videos. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, the system itself has to change. Like this whole capitalistic, you know what I'm saying? The this whole country, you know what I'm saying? Like everything has to change. We have to start over. Like it's the only way you can fix this. You know what I'm saying? And the only way we get there is if people wake up. And, you know, people are waking up. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing it. Don't let the media fool you that nobody cares. Don't let the media fool you into thinking that you're alone and that things aren't never going to get better. Things will get better. It's easy to be nihilistic, bro. It's easy to be negative, bro. It will get better. It just takes time. When you push people back into a fucking corner, people will force change. And that's just the situation that we're in right now. And really, we're just waiting for us ourselves to be desperate enough to force change. And that's the reality, bro. But I hope you have a good breakfast, a good dinner, good night, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, it's a cool little reaction. I saw this video, you know what I'm saying, on the homepage. I wanted to react to it. You know what I'm saying? Jid Z, we are genuinely fucked, though, as of right now. We're fucked. Like, we're cooked. But I'll see y'all in the next video, man. Peace.